Special thank you to the EA Creator Network for providing access to the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the world of Innisgreen doing another Enchanted by Nature speed build, and today we're going to leverage the business and hobbies small business, and we're going to build a flower shop and coffee shop that I am calling Gardens and Grounds. So this is built in the coastal section of Innisgreen, which is the more normal looking one, less fairy and whimsical and mystical, more kind of where you'll find some more normal non-fairy sims in this part of the world. But this is a really nice location for this particular lot, and I wanted to kind of make it feel like it blended in with the surrounding shell buildings and lots around there. But before we go any further, I do want to quickly mention The Sims is having a midsummer sale now through August 11th, 2025, where you can get up to 50% off packs. So feel free to use my creator code if you are going to pick up any pack at the sale. But no pressure to do so, and thank you so much for your support if you do. So yeah, I know I wanted to have a greenhouse off to the one side, and that is where your Sims will do their flower arranging, but also there are like potted plants for sale. So there's like two sections of the shop. There's like 3 pedestals, maybe even 4 inside the cafe area. And then there's a lot more shelving and stuff in this little greenhouse. So we leveraged the Greenhouse Haven kit for the windows and then the glass roof portion. By no means is this a limited pack build. I used a combination of 19 packs and well, kits and everything. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, but primarily I did use a lot of businesses and hobbies and a lot of Enchanted by Nature. It's a shame that the Greenhouse Haven kit actually has like what looks like a gardening table, but it's not functional. It doesn't really do anything. At least my sim couldn't do anything with it. So I had to use the flower arranging table from Seasons. So that, I believe, is the only object I used from Seasons, which is unfortunate. But if you want to do flower arranging, I guess you're going to need that table. I did use a lot of the business and hobbies windows. I used a different one on the first floor and then smaller ones up on the second floor, mainly because I had medium height walls on the first floor and then the shorter wall height on the upper level there. And I really like the color combo of the green and the yellow on the upper floor. My vision for that was kind of making it look like a little sunflower. So you have like the green stem and then the yellow second floor. So I guess it's a bit of a stretch, but you know, it is what it is. There is also a back door to the building, which is how you will access the residential portion. There is a small little door on the interior that allows you to get right into the coffee shop, cafe area / bakery, because you can also sell baked goods. So there's a small kitchen off the back. But we don't actually get to the interior until I do most of the exterior. The only thing I really didn't do on the exterior was terrain painting. I saved that for the very end. But we do all the landscaping first, which is strange. Normally I kind of like build the exterior and then jump in and do furnishing and then do landscaping at the end. But this time we're doing the full-on landscaping in the beginning. I used a lot of debug stuff to kind of match and blend in with the surroundings of this portion of Innisgreen. So a lot of nice big lush trees. I really like this like pine tree looking thing. It's very nice. I like how it's kind of shaped almost like a Christmas tree, but I just like how like fluffy it looks, and it seems to have more detail on it as opposed to like some of the other like pine trees we've gotten. I don't know. I mean, not to say that they aren't detailed, but I really do like this one. This bush is also really nice as well. It has little like flowers on it. I don't think it comes in any other colors, but it's just such an interesting shape. So I used that in a couple spots around the world, and I used a lot of like lush green stuff that you would find kind of basically probably all in like the fairy portion, but I still think it ties well in this section of the world. So I think it works quite well. We do scatter around some mushrooms, but not many. I think I do like a smaller cluster of them up on the front tree. And we also do scatter in some gnomes, but I do that at the very end, I believe, when I was looking for additional things to put on the shelving to sell in the greenhouse. So I thought, oh, the garden gnomes would be perfect to sell. So we do put a couple of those, and then I scatter them around in some of the little garden flower beds. So yeah, but if you do want to grab this build, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Here is the listing. 30 by 20 lot, 1 bed, 2 bath, though one of those bathrooms is in the coffee shop, which is just a toilet and a sink. And yeah, you can have the greenhouse, you can do flower arranging, you can sell the flowers, you can sell the baked goods, and of course coffee. So we do put the little baked good area, and we do build in a little kitchen. I was just trying to figure out the layout of the entranceway for the little apartment residential space above, but we still changed it out anyway because it's such a weird shape. But this is the coffee shop / flower selling portion. We also do change the front door multiple times up here. I was just trying to figure out what door I wanted to use. We do actually come back and change that to a Enchanted by Nature kind of like fairy looking door, which we do right there. I don't think I keep that one though with the wreath on it. No, I didn't. I went for a more solid one, and we're doing the hardwood. All around, I use Business and Hobbies hardwood. I love the hardwood. It's so nice. I like all the color variants, and I just liked using that in this particular space. I also use the Business and Hobbies wallpaper, which I use this like floral one, which I thought was really nice to use. And I use this wood wallpaper, which was the Nature's Calling login event, one of those rewards. So yeah, you can see me here again, messing with the like entryway upstairs. I don't think we change it again. I think it pretty much stays this way, but I finally am glad that I was able to make that make sense and actually get it to be something that I liked. You know, it didn't have a weird shape to it. It wasn't super narrow. There's a little bit of a landing space, but not much. There goes the baker's shelving in there. And again, any items that you put in there, baked goods, I guess you would want to. But yeah, they can be marked for sale pretty much immediately. So yeah, the kitchen is pretty bare bones. There's just a stove. I did a mini fridge instead, which was a login event item. And then I also did a sink, but there really is no employee space. So the kitchen is set as employees only. So obviously you would have somebody making baked goods to sell. This is a little kiosk, though you don't really need that because I do put a business sign out front as well to kind of manage the business. We do some garbage cans in the back residential kind of area. And these 3 wooden pedestals you see placed there, those, anything you put on those will be marked for sale. So you can see the little like badge go up, the little red badge. So yeah, I did put some of the new interactive like potted plants on there. So hopefully Sims will buy those. They are quite nice. So I did think about putting a little bit of this like ivy up here, but decided against it just in case there was some issues with Sims, like being able to get behind the coffee counter or anything like that, or even use the seating here. Even though the seating is very limited, it's a very small cafe, but I did want to keep the flow because Sims tend to congregate around the door, but also they tend to stand around those pedestals with the plants on it and also the coffee bar. So I wanted to have enough space. Oh, and the baked goods shelf. So yeah, I wanted to have enough space. So there is very limited seating. It's just a very little tiny cafe, but that's okay. I think that's what makes it cute. And I think that's what makes it charming. We do shift up the kitchen in here to put in a sink because I thought, oh, otherwise Sims are going to have to walk across and use the public restrooms sink. And I thought that's not really like practical, like, you know, to wash your hands or whatever. I didn't put a dishwasher in, but I'm pretty sure that's probably helpful for your baking, but I think it's all right without one. We now have moved on upstairs to the little like apartment area, and I love this. I went into the debug and got the fixed versions of the Restoration Workshop appliances, which the only thing that bugs me about these is the gap between the countertops and the appliances themselves. I did try to like move the stove and stuff closer by all placing, but then the cabinet changes like shape, especially the corner one anyway. I'm sure if I did it like on a straight piece of cabinetry, it'd probably be fine. But yeah, I don't know, the gaps are just like holy moly. So yeah, you can see me there. I tried to like fix it, but it just didn't work. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just have to deal with the big gaps. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, but it is what it is. Doing the living space now, there is a small dining table in front of the one window there. Though we do get rid of the curtain because I think that was one of the kits. Maybe the Riviera Retreat. No, not Riviera Retreat. The other one that was like the little, maybe it's the Bistro one. I didn't want to use another kit, so I got rid of that curtain because that would have been the only thing that I used from that particular one. So yeah, we got rid of that. Doing some curtains from Enchanted by Nature, and then this space is the bedroom, which I found this nice little like lounger piece, and I wanted to use that. That's from another kit, but a lot of kits and packs, like clutter kits, and the kitchen one, where that's the most recent kit anyway. That has like all the kitchen clutter and stuff. We do use that. I was contemplating the heart bed, but I decided on this base game bed because I just liked the different colors in it. It seems kind of vibrant and fun. Kind of reminded me a little bit of a flower maybe. And I do change the color swatch quite a bit. I use some high school years end tables and a couple of different pieces of high school years. I think like the love seat or sofa in the living room is high school years. But I just really liked the color of it. It's very blue up here. I was thinking about this wallpaper, but I swapped it out for the Enchanted by Nature wallpaper, which I really liked this because it tied in the blue very nicely. Made you feel like you're kind of in like a woodsy, whimsical. So even though like this isn't in the fairy portion of the world, you could still live here if you so choose. I mean, you don't have to be in the other part. You could live here and sell your flowers and things. So yeah, we're now doing the bathroom upstairs. This is the only bathroom. And I leveraged the sleek bathroom kit here just because I wanted a more modern bathroom. But I think that it still turns out quite nice because I use like these gold copper fixtures. And then I use this tile flooring. I want to say it's from one of the expansion packs, maybe Love Struck, because I was using some Love Struck for the flowers and stuff that I placed around. So maybe that's what that's from. And I think that's a base game wall tile, but I really like that. And it was kind of nice to have something different besides just all blue. I wanted to have a little bit of yellow in the bathroom, which kind of paid tribute to like maybe like a sunflower or something, or just a flower in general. But yeah, so it kind of is all very cohesive and fun and nice. Still kind of modern, but still kind of quaint and cozy up here. But it has everything your Sims will need. And yeah, we're now using the kitchen clutter kit to kind of clutter up and put some things around to make it a little more lived in. But I did leave one cabinet worktop space open so your Sims can actually prep and cook meals properly. We do put a small computer here by the front entryway, using a high school years desk and just some high school years related clutter like this nice lamp, and then just some other general clutter like some shoes. I imagined a female Sim living here, though, even though in my game I have the original Sim that was here, but he's a funny character, so I think it all works out well, especially with his you'll see in the screenshots, but he has like a watering can on his head, but it has a bird's nest with 2 little eggs in it, which I think is so neat that he has that. And like, I think it's perfectly fitting for like somebody that's going to do greenhouse and, just flower arranging. I think it's kind of funny. Couldn't have worked out any better. Even though the apartment is a little bit more maybe feminine, not to kind of genderize it or anything, but definitely not for him. But I guess it doesn't matter really. I mean, the shoes there is kind of what I'm getting at, is like, yeah, but it doesn't matter really. Anybody could live here. So yeah, I used the freezer bunny on the desk there as well. Put in some towels in the bathroom, and I was looking for like a shelf, but I didn't want to use another pack or kit to get like the one that has like the letters and stuff in it and like hanging keys. So I just ended up picking the one that has like some hanging bags. I also found this number thing, which I believe was from Love Struck as well. And I thought that was nice to have the house number out there, even though it's not real. I just thought The color was perfect because it had some yellow in it, which even though it's on the green portion, I thought it went quite well. And then we're doing some area rugs under the bed and under the living space. But that's pretty much it for the upstairs, I believe. I don't think I did a whole lot. We do some flower boxes on the front there. And then I come back later on and do some base game flower boxes on the lower level and the lower windows there. But really cute house. I also fixed the roof there on the front because it didn't have the same swatch, which I noticed. So sorry if you were yelling the whole time, like you forgot the roof on the over the front door. But yeah, so now we are working on the greenhouse, though I did think about putting in some of more fairy related lights. So we do that in the cafe area, and then I do some wall lights that came with business and hobbies kind of over the bed. Instead of using the more like stick branchy looking ones, I just thought it was nicer to have something like that in the bedroom instead. So yeah, now we're doing the greenhouse portion, and I did some business and hobbies lights up here as well. They're not really attached or anything. I mean, they're supposed to be attached to the ceiling, but they're just floating over the glass portion, but that's okay. Just don't look up. It provides nice light, but not like a lot of light for the greenhouse. Now we're putting in the shelving that your Sims can place objects on and sell, and then these are just some other potted plants and things. So if you want to sell those, you could just grab those and maybe plop them on the shelf if they fit. Obviously, that big large one in the corner won't fit on one of these shelves, but most of the interactive houseplant ones do. And then we do put some garden gnomes up there. So that's really nice. We do these little potted plants, but yeah, and your Sims can also make flowers and stuff too. We were scattering around the gnomes and I thought, yeah, let's put some gnomes over here instead. So that's perfect. It's kind of like a little garden center kind of thing, but also coffee. So can't go wrong there. I did like the bright blue bench as well. And then we do a chess table at the side here just for Sims to kind of hang around. You know, if they're having their coffee, they can read or whatever. They can sit. And these pallets of flowers and like plants and stuff out front are not functional. They're a debug item. So they're just there as more of a decorative thing, but I thought it was still nice to have considering there is like a full-on greenhouse associated with this lot. The only thing I do change, what I think I change off camera, is the curvature of the greenhouse roof. I kind of made it curve a bit more, which you'll see in the final screenshots, which I think looks a bit nicer in my opinion, because it kind of goes with the overall curve of the actual house. And I think it just makes it look a little bit nicer rather than being so pointed. Even the glass is curved. But yeah, here is the floor plan. And this is Gardens and Grounds. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're enjoying these Enchanted by Nature speed builds. I think we're going to do like one more, maybe two more. Not sure where exactly yet, but I have a couple more ideas of things I want to do with the packs. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, he's got that like watering can with the bird's nest on top. I just think that's so silly, but perfectly fitting. And then this is the kitchen where you can make your baked goods, or it's just an employee kitchen if you do happen to have employees and hire them. And then this is the downstairs public bathroom. It's pretty simple. It's nothing, extravagant or anything. It's literally just a functional toilet. This is the entryway into the residential portion. And again, there's a door into the cafe, and you have your trash bins there kind of hidden away, which is nice. They're kind of out of the way. And then we move upstairs into the beautiful little cozy apartment space, which has some potted plants. Those are the new interactive ones. And then we have more over here in the living space and the kitchen area. And that is a frame TV. That was another login event reward. And I thought that was nice just to have the, even though the picture on it's more like fall-like, I just thought it was nice to have because it kind of tied together with the overall garden theme. This is the only bedroom in the apartment space, but I really liked it, and I like how the blue just goes well. And then this is the bathroom upstairs in the apartment. Nice, weird shape, but I like it because it makes the shower a bit kind of private from like the tub and the toilet. It's kind of neat. And we did have Trashly show up to the greenhouse, but I did not greet them. So yeah, but I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. That's all I had for this one. I do thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon with another build.